yeah, before we start the uh Post Malone album, I will say it's very unfair. It sucks to be a fan nowadays because there's so much opinions out there, and there's so many different opinions around the world that are now being heard. You gotta understand there's 8 billion people in the world. The beauty of it is that there's so many different personalities, there's so many different cultures, so much just different ways we grow up, good and bad. And opinions are going to be there. There's going to be things that a lot of people don't like, and there's going to be other things that a lot of people do like. Travis Scott's album being one of them is where I kind of just, it's been happening a lot. But with this Travis Scott album, I think collectively for the reaction community, hip hop Twitter, y'all know I don't like hip hop Twitter, again, but I don't hate them as people. I just hate hip hop Twitter. It's whatever to me. But it does suck though, because when a great album like Travis Scott's Utopia drops, and there's so much love around the album, you kind of, there's a lot of love, and where there's love, there's hate. Then yin yang. That's how it exists. And it sucks because when you really, really do love something, and I truly believe, and it's deservedly so, that when everybody loves the album in their own way of sort, and they're praising it. The only problem I have with hip hop Twitter, and I've said it in at the end of Utopia, is when someone literally shits on Travis Scott a couple months back, and then shits on him, and then comes back later like, yo, it starts glazing the fuck out the album. That's the only problem I have in terms of like when it comes to like the opinions on it, because you were just talking hella shit. And specific shit too. It's not even shit like, like, oh, the man dresses trash. Like, I don't have no problem with that. You could say he dresses trash because it's not about the music. But you're literally saying Travis Scott fell off 5 tracks. He fell off. He can't do this shit no more. He's not gonna be able to do it. And you're glazing the fuck out of the album. That's the problem I have. But when someone truly loves the album, there shouldn't be any problem with it. There should be no problem for you liking what you like. No one gets mad at the Cardi fans. No one gets mad at the Uzi fans when they like what they like. No one gets mad at, it's because at the end of the day, I always like to say, for me, the one way I always like to clarify is I like what I like. And I'm going to preach on why I like it, and only me. I don't speak for the rest of anybody. I speak for me. Same thing as all these other channels and hip hop Twitter accounts or whatever, whatnot. Everybody just loves what they like. So it's not fair to the people that are saying they love this album so much and they're giving the reasons and they like it. They love it. I'm a Donnie stan. I'm a Gunna stan. Whenever some shit out, yes, I may give a little bit of tad biasness to it, but I also say that at the beginning, like, yo, this is biased as hell, so click the X if you want to get the fuck up out of here. I just think it's really unfair, man, when you have true fans out there and they really just want to enjoy, and they're enjoying their album and they're expressing themselves and showing. And just because you truly dislike a project, or you truly dislike Travis Scott or the artist, or truly just dislike Utopia in general, like, you're just trying to bash them and say that they're glizzy riders and glazers and all this shit, and it just makes no sense to me. Like, it makes no sense because you like what I like. Like, if I'm telling you that I like glizzies, like hot dogs, all right, glizzies, and I'm telling you, like, I really truly want to go to Nathan's, I want to go to motherfucking, every Chicago hot dog store and try every hot dog, it's because I truly like glizzies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad at you because you like pasta. That's what I truly like. I'm giving my opinions on why I like it. So why be a hater and literally just because it is not what you feel and try to take that out on somebody, take your negative energy out on somebody? That's called hating in the world. That's what's wrong with the world nowadays. There's too much hate. Not only opinions, but there's just too much hate going around and along in the world. And so it's kind of crazy to me, man. Like, yo, Travis Scott dropped a great album. Very, very experimental. If you didn't like it, the one thing you can say, it was different. It's not like anything that has been dropped in the last 10 years, at least 5 years. I know Peggy definitely loves to dabble in the alternative shit. Like, there's definitely other people that love to dabble in, like, but not execute it as well as Travis Scott did on this Utopia project. And so, when people are talking about it and they're loving it and they're giving their opinions and they're tweeting about it, I just don't think that. I think it's as a hater, because you need haters in the world. As a hater, I feel like your questions just be like, I don't like this shit, but I want to understand why you like this shit. But I personally hate this shit. And I just don't understand. But I want to know why you like this shit. That's cool, whatever. You like what you like. And I feel like that's kind of like the best constructive, crackback you can come with. And I think that a lot of people just kind of like to push their agendas on other people in which you shouldn't be getting influenced by anybody. You shouldn't be getting influenced by anybody else anyway. All right, influencers shouldn't be true influencers. That should just be a word. There should be no reason why Fantano or Sean C or John Denton or the NFL podcast, whatever them dudes' names is, the two little white dudes. There should be no reason why you letting Joey's hip hop and hip hop debate Craig influence what you feel about your music. You know what I'm saying? You like what you like, and you speak on your truth, and you stand by that. All right. There's no reason. There's no popularity contest. There's nothing wrong with liking what you like. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It literally is nothing wrong. There's no I like track 5. What? Yeah. You see how that fast that was? Should not care what people think. Truly. And so I think that, man, the haters seeing the haters with NFR podcast. My bad. I didn't mean to fuck the names up. NFL pod. You know what I mean? I'm getting ready for the season. I'm ready. But I feel like there's just no reason why, there's so much hate that should go around surrounding every album. I have been I can only speak for myself, again, for my feelings, because I know how I feel. Specifically like Uzi. I've given tracks that I hate, and I tell you why I hate them. And then I give you the tracks that I love, and I tell you why I love them. And nobody's going to change my mind. And I feel like the Uzi fans really take offense to that because, unfortunately, maybe that's their whole lives. Maybe the internet really is, and it truly does affect them because, I didn't grow up in that era of social media. I'm kind of in the perfect era of internet and then social media. I've seen all the transitions. And I think that the way you kids are just trained now, you're trained to get on the internet and get very emotional and feel some type of way and feel just anger in your heart, when you see something that you don't like and you have to just, lash out or feel some type of way. That truly is it's a toxic. I know a girl, she's one of my homeboy's little sisters. She'll post a picture, and if the picture doesn't get a certain amount of likes, then she will literally take it down. And because it didn't reach the threshold for her, it didn't reach the attention threshold for her to feel fulfilled. And I think that's kind of sad when you really think about it, that you looking for fulfillment. Because, I'm not saying, as a human being, we all love attention from people. All right, we can't be in solitude. All right, that's why you go crazy when you're in solitude. And there has to be balance, though. You can't be 95-5 of depending on attention and depending on, fulfillment from others, because you would just go drive yourself crazy. It's just not healthy at all. And so I think when it comes to the music, man, just understand, man, people just love Travis Scott. They are really enjoying the album. It is different. It is an opinion that is a great album for sure. It is definitely an opinion. It is a majority opinion, or it is a very strong opinion, I guess you could say. But it's an opinion at the end of the day. Music is subjective. There's no such thing as what's great, what's bad, because what's one's man's dirt is another man's treasure. I know you guys heard of that saying, and I think that's another thing too. Authenticity. I will say that. Okay, now I will say that. There is a lot of fake people on the internet, and it does suck because the one thing I always said for me when I do YouTube, at the end of the day, the camera does two things. It tells no lies eventually, and it shows your true face. And what I mean by that is if you weigh 135 pounds, then guess what? That camera gonna show all 135. All right, there's no way to hide that shit. All right, period. That's the one thing. That's the two things I've learned from being on camera. And so that's why I always say it's no point to do a first reaction without actually being a first reaction. There's no reason to fake it because I don't want to do it twice, one. And two, you have to be one hell of an actor to beat authenticity, because that shit seeps through the camera. It seeps through the camera, and it seeps through the camera. It seeps through tweets. The authenticity catches up to you eventually. And so when you see someone being fake or saying something that they said, that's kind of what I said about hating on Travis and the music, blah, 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 and then sucking them off later. That's a whole different thing. Or saying that you like this track and it's the same exact track, something like that. I get that. I get the authenticity part of it, but that's a whole different topic from what I'm talking about right here. All right, I'm just talking about if somebody likes some shit. Somebody likes some shit, and it's not for you to understand. It's for them to understand, and for them to kind of explain to you why they like it, and for you to just accept that. You can't not accept what someone likes. All right, that's his wife. He likes her. You may think she's ugly as shit, but that's his wife. That's what he likes. All right, period. There's nothing to argue about. Like, why do you like her, bro? He gave you his reasons. Why you still... That's what we call a narcissist. Like, why are you still trying to warp his reasons for liking that song, for liking that lady, for liking that object, whatever. That's some straight narcissist shit. Maybe we do have a lot of narcissists on the internet. Loving the advice from an old man like Uncle Dev. I'm dead. I'm just saying, man. Like, it makes no sense, man, why... liking something is what's that called? And many people, especially Fantano, have said that. While he doesn't like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy to the degree of where you guys like it, he's not mad at you for you guys liking it. Like, that's just what he feels about it. And if you feel strongly about I love My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It is a 9 out of 10 for me. But Fantano's bullshit is not going to affect me. And I say bullshit respectfully, like, because I think it's bullshit, but I ain't mad at him, like he's entitled to feel how he feels. And so, yeah, that's just how I feel. That's how I feel about it, man. I feel like there's too much slack going off that I've been seeing throughout Twitter. And I think it's crazy that a lot of people are just hating on people that love the album and are actually giving authentic reasons and authentic reactions and authentic, kind of genuine enjoyment. And they're trying to thrash and bash on people that are actually just enjoying themselves and having a great time. I think it's not fair. And I know life's not fair. The internet is not fair. And empathy is not everybody feels entitled to empathy, and not everybody gets empathy. All right. That's just what the world is. That's how we move. This is not a utopia, even though we listen to Utopia. It's not a utopia. All right. So that's going to happen. I get it. But it just sucks sometimes. It really just does suck, because there are a lot of genuine people in the hip hop Twitter scene. Even much as I hate hip hop Twitter, and there's a lot of genuine people in the reaction scene. There's a lot of genuine people in the world that truly love this album and truly love Travis Scott and truly love the sounds that they're hearing and truly love the alternative style. And I just think it's not fair to them for the backlash that they're getting, for giving actual reasonings of why they like it. And I just think it's not fair for narcissists to come at them and just be like, no, you can't like that. It's impossible. It's impossible. That's how I feel about it, man. So, cough, big cough, Quint, cough. What you mean? Wait, why did Big Quint get a? Did I not mention Big Quint? I'm just saying, Big Quint likes it. He likes it. Like, if he don't like it, you don't like it. I've learned how unreal hip hop Twitter was when they called out Tyler, the Creator, because he said New Magic Wand is his best song, and they disagreed. Now it's regarded as one of his best songs ever. I think that's kind of crazy too. Like, yeah, that's one of the things that's insane. Like, if an artist is saying that's his best song, that's how you personally feel that's his best song. Like, for someone to say, like, hey, for the artist of the art that I made, and you're asking me what's my best song that I made and what's my favorite song, and if I tell you that my favorite song is Wanna Flow, and you telling me, hey, I strongly disagree, that's not your best song, bro. like, okay. Like, all right, this is coming from the creator now, like, that's funny. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I just had to speak for the peoples, man, because that was one thing that was making me mad that I've been seeing over the past couple 24 hours, 48 hours. I had to kind of explain. Yes, jtbs.